He didn't inherit a crown, so he's gonna have to romance one. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel and welcome if you're new here. Today we're starting a brand new royalty and legacy LP called Romancing the Throne, starring none other than Romeo Royale, a man who said, "Why work hard when I could flirt strategically?" Now, if you haven't seen Romeo's cast video yet, definitely check it out for his full-ish kind of off-the-cuff backstory. But here's a scandalous short version of it, right? Romeo was born in Dambele. His mother gave him up for adoption and fled Andarian under mysterious circumstances. He grew up hearing two things about his parents. One, his mother was a courtesan. Two, his father was a pirate lord. Which honestly, that already sounds like a Netflix series. But this was on Darien, where gossip and scandal are like a way of life. So at least people were like talking about him already. And when Romeo became a young adult, he got a letter from an aunt he didn't even know existed, Madame du Macomé. She brought him to Del Sol Valley, where she owned an elite cabaret called the Velvet Vixen. You know, the kind of club that, sells tits with a side of ass. Anyway, she brought him to Del Sol, right? And this is where Romeo became Romeo. He learned how to charm, how to flirt, how to make rich nobles feel important with nothing but a smile and good timing. And listen, he made his aunt a lot of money doing it. And you know what? We love a successful little himbo. On his 29th birthday, Romeo dreamed he was king of Andarian, and his aunt said, "Become who you are." So she gave him money for the finest clothes, his own apartment, and a fresh start back home, with one request: when you become king, send for me. And now Romeo has returned to Andarian with one goal: to romance, scheme, and charm his way straight to the throne. Welcome to Romancing the Throne, where love is strategy and flirting is a career choice. Now listen, you all know that Romeo spent a lot of money on his new wardrobe, right? Like, this guy like went straight to the finest tailor in Dambele and got himself custom made outfits from head to toe. Okay, even the shoes. Come on, y'all know he not playing. Because as his madam always said, make them talk and look good doing it, right? Unfortunately, that meant he only had enough money left over to rent a decent-ish seaside apartment. It's definitely not the luxury life he had back in Del Sol, but honestly, this place kind of have its own little charm. And then plus being right on the Royals' doorstep doesn't hurt either, right? And the landlady already told him he could upgrade the place however he wants, which is dangerous information to give a man with taste, ambition, and poor financial planning. But it's like for real, I actually really love this apartment. It feels super cozy, and I haven't even had a chance to really dive into build buy for this park yet. But the vibe is already vibing, like all the carved wood details, the jewel tones in the color palette, and like don't even get me started on the little view that you're all about to see, right? Like this one may not have a throne yet, but he definitely has a balcony moment in the future. Listen, y'all know I love a little balcony moment. Just think about it. Whoever he's romancing, like right here, candles lit, music playing. And would you look at that? My boy wants to flirt with someone already. And then like look at this, right? He wants to start his career as a noble off the jump. But there are a few ways to be able to become a noble. He can do research, he can read his history books, or befriend an actual noble and ask for a knighthood. But let's be for real, right? Y'all know Romeo has never been the bookish type. He's never seen a book in his life. Okay. Um, and he has this, but so okay, so now he's got this social puppeteer aspiration, which means if he can't charm his way in, he can spy, learn secrets, and maybe blackmail his way into a knighthood. A Romeo's gotta do what a Romeo's gotta do. So I think it's time for him to go meet some nobles, don't you? Whether it's friendship, flirting, or a little light manipulation, the crown is calling. All right, listen, it's all about the crown, it's all about the throne, it's all about, like, first of all, like, look at the view of the palace. Like, he has that view, he's seeing it every day, he is seeing this world, he is ready for them, he is ready to be the king, okay? The king. All right, but isn't Dambele gorgeous, guys? Like, Dambele is Romeo wandered through the streets of the city, immersing himself in its coastal beauty. He had to admit he missed this place, and although it has changed over the years, some places remain the same, like the dueling grounds. Sportsmanship is tradition in Ondarian. Descendants of nobles and wealthy families are trained from a young age to become masters of the sword. In his youth, Romeo played with wooden swords, but he was far more interested in kissing games than sword fights. Still, if he was going to become a knight, he figured he should probably learn how to swing a blade more than a sword. As he trained, his mind wandered back to the dreams of his childhood. He may have been an orphan, but that never stopped him from dreaming. Some days he imagined the great ship arriving in the harbor, his pirate lord father finally coming home to claim him. That's interesting. That's Virgilio Cap. I wonder what he's doing in the city. It's common to see duels in the three cities, which are displays of just pride, skill, and sometimes ego. Today's duel just so happens to feature two heirs of the troubled Cap dynasty, Celeste, the musical prodigy, and Virgilio, the rebellious youngest child. Luckily, Romeo already knew the stories of Andarian's noble families and notable figures. His madame's gossip network traveled far and wide. She traded in information just as much as she traded in pleasure. And no one confesses faster than a noble drunk on wine and love. The Caps rule the Bellecourt region, a land they proudly call the home of chivalry and knighthood. But whispers say that all they truly stand for now is excess and opulence. Hmm. Looks like Virgilio lost a duel. Hmm. His pride might be wounded. And maybe that could lead to an open heart. Is this perfect timing? Hmm. Romeo sees an opportunity. Because you know what? Every crown begins with a connection, and every connection begins with a conversation. I guess it's time to make a friend. Romeo introduced himself respectfully to Virgilio. Most nobles loved when commoners made them feel important and well respected, so Romeo did what he did best. He flattered. He praised the legacy of chivalry of the Cap dynasty and congratulated Virgilio on his lordship. Unfortunately, that set Virgilio off. Virgilio was ill-tempered, and sharp-tongued. He insulted Romeo's fashion choices, complained bitterly about his father's excesses, and bluntly declared that being a lord was nothing more than a gilded cage. And without thinking, Romeo shot back. He's like, well, being a noble doesn't sound that bad. At least you have a father who cares enough to give you a title. And that made things worse. Virgilio snapped that his father was the worst of them all. Realizing he had gone too far, Romeo apologized for speaking out of turn. I'm sorry, my lord. I just think it would really be a great thing to have a father that cares. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. It's not. Whatever. Oh, Romeo, how you could go and say that? You know the cap boy is always critical of his father. He have daddy issues just like you, right? Are you asking the ancestors for love? Oh, but no, your voice can't reach them right now. Of course. How could a boy without parents make his ancestors hear him? He sighed, then paused. Wait, is that a Lucio? Romeo hadn't seen him in years. Romeo called her to his childhood best friend, and for a moment, it felt like nothing had changed. They spoke of old times, of running the streets of Dambele, of getting into just enough trouble to feel alive. Romeo laughed as he told stories of Del Sol, the cabaret, the performances, the life he had built for himself. But Lucio didn't laugh much. Honestly, he seemed really unimpressed. He barely reacted at all. And maybe it was because Romeo had left Dambele and never wrote, never visited, not once in 10 years. And Romeo wondered if that silence had already said everything. They were still friends, right? Right? The question lingered between them like an unsheathed blade. And for the first time since returning home, Romeo felt the weight of the past press against the future. Huh. But it was cool. It was cool, right? So after his awkward reunion with Alocio, Romeo needed a change of scenery and quickly. So he made his way towards the market. And boy, did he find one. Standing before him in all her regal glory was none other than Grand Duchess Chihuahua de Rom. She was magnificent, graceful, poised. Romeo attempted an introduction, like attempted. All his charm, all his training gone. Instead, he waved awkwardly like a squealing fanboy meeting his favorite celebrity. How embarrassing. The Grand Duchess acknowledged him politely and moved on toward the market. But Romeo was frozen in place. She had seen him. That single moment, so small, so insignificant to her, felt monumental to him. So, in that instant, a new dream was born. He would become her king, and together they would rule on Darien. Was it delusional? Absolutely. Was it very Romeo? Also, absolutely. So, guys, I'm gonna leave Romeo and his delusions right there because my boy is crazy. He going clear off of my Grand Duchess Chihuahua Doral because she is that. But let's just talk about like he had a really good day today. He got some training in. He saw a duel, right? And he got into some drama with with Virgilio Cap. Like he ran into his old friend Lucio, who is like apparently like toting feelings about Romeo going to the city and not contacting him. But like Romeo, like yes, it's true he didn't contact him for 10 years, but it's not that much of a big deal, right? I mean, he can fix it. Oh, but that's not at the forefront of his mind right now. Him like seeing Jawara and getting like super carried away, like I really want to see where he goes with this. And and this is like just his first day in there. Like imagine what he would do with like later on with more time, like who would he meet next episode, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed. I thank you for watching. If you've gotten this far, you know what, like leave a heart down in the comment section and let me know what you really think about Romeo and where he's taking us on this little journey here. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Bye.